few years, we're going to be short 3 to 5 million workers across the U.S. to meet the needs of the economy. And guess what that tightness does to you? Your candidates and your current employees are listening to offers as well. So 75% of your current workers will take a phone call. They may not be actively looking. You see that big passive segment, but if someone calls them, they're going to take a call. And they're going to consider that offer. So retention also becomes a huge factor. So kind of, we would say, given this, right, given this situation, your best route to building up the workforce and the skilled people that you need is to invest in them and build your own pipelines in partnerships and in other ways, but building your own pipelines rather than kind of relying on the tradition of kind of trying to recruit in people with the talent that you already need. So what does it look like to get your house in order? There's a few things you should do in terms of preparing to offer an apprenticeship or really any kind of entry training level program. So we'll talk about a few of these. Do you know what your ratings and rankings on Glassdoor, Indeed, all of those are? Well, guess what? The people who are looking at you, your candidates, they do know it. You'll see up here over 90% of candidates, and I think it's higher, right, with millennials and Gen Zs, right? They're used to the online piece. They factor in online reviews and how they think about your company. So that's your reputation out there from the perspective of the candidate who's in place. And so there are some things you can do. First of all, look and understand what your reputation is out there. Make sure you're being very responsive to the reviews and input that's coming into you. A lot of folks these days are kind of programmatically putting in automatic. When I onboard someone, I ask them to give me a review, right? They're talking to your current worker population and doing that. The other thing I'll add, and we'll kind of touch on it, Chad even touched on it earlier, but as it relates to employer brand is also just what's your reputation within the community, your involvement and engagement in community groups. We'll talk about that a little more on the high school side.